I think we're live. I always get nervous to start talking, and then the first part's not there. We'll give it a couple of seconds.
I was gonna say, I don't know what it looks like on your side, but it never looks different to me, so I don't know.
Okay. Now it says there's people here. Hello everyone. My name is Beth, and this is Katie. I don't know what side of the screen she's on for y'all. She's on that side for me.
I'll be on any side y'all want me to be on.
And this is and she left us. She's like, I'll be on whatever side you want me to be on, and she dipped. Oh. You said I'll be on whatever side you want me to be on, including the flip side. You dipped.
So you never. Okay, I'm not gonna hit any more buttons because I don't know what I'm
doing. This is the last cereal and milk book discussion, which is exciting because I've talked about it time and time again, and I'm pretty sure everybody's tired of hearing it, but I feel like I'm just no longer into thrillers anymore, or at least like not as many as I've been reading. I don't know the word that I'm trying to think of.
I feel like we used to be thriller junkies, and now we're like,
I've read it before.
Yeah, I'm a self-proclaimed thriller hater at this point.
Yeah, I feel. I don't want to be one though, so I feel like that this is the time
break
to step away. Because even like some of the thriller authors that I'm always reaching for haven't really been doing anything either, or like it feels like they don't spend enough time on their books anymore. It's like they're just a competition of who can get the books out first. Yeah, somebody else says samey. Hey everybody, Sabrina's here, Jenny's here, Ricky's here, Skeleton Key Books, I don't know your name, but she's here. Kaiser's here, and we're discussing this book. Julie Clark's The Ghostwriter. Absolutely love. I'm not really a big fan of these sprayed edges, but I do like these. I will say this. I know the price hasn't really increased with sprayed edges. So like if they can afford the supplies and the time to spray these edges, just don't give us sprayed edges and mark the books $1 cheaper.
Well, truly, like that costs more than $1 to do.
Or you know what I mean? Like $1 per book or whatever. Like mark them down if you're gonna, and just I've been seeing a lot of people say that they don't really care about sprayed edges anymore. It makes it less special now because it's everywhere.
Well, because when it's on your bookshelf, all you see is the spine anyway.
Exactly.
So
exactly. While y'all are here, go ahead and put your rating in the comments.
Mommy?
Okay.
What? What do you want? You got embarrassed? You forgot. Okay.
Oh, he was bombed. He said, no. These him has some very cute PJs.
This is the Grinch. Was I talking or were you talking? I don't even remember what we were talking about. Okay.
You were talking. You said, while y'all are here,
put your ratings in the comments for the book if you've read it. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
I mean, I'll go first. That's fine. This very much was run of the mill. 2.5 of all the 2.5s there ever were. Middle of the road. It was a little dash line in the middle of the highway. So rounded up on Goodreads, I'd do 3 because I didn't hate it enough to do a 2. But I was hate finishing it by the end. I was like, I don't care.
And the prologue came and I was like, do I really want to spend my time on this prologue?
No, honestly, thank God for Audible because there's no way I'd have finished this with my eyeballs. I'm mad that you're going to read this epilogue, but you didn't read the epilogue from When the Wolf Comes Home.
Technically, it wasn't an epilogue. That was the author's note.
The afterword.
So my middle of the road is, I know like technically the middle of a 5 is a 2.5, but in my brain, it goes by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a 3 is the middle. And that's what I gave it as well. There were some things that I was like, okay, I see you. But a lot of the stuff I was like, you had the opportunity, the time and the opportunity to make this, he's a horror author. a well-known popular horror author. You could have did something with that. We didn't even
100%.
why even let that even be part of the synopsis or anything, because we didn't even talk anything about that. Literally, it's just like you could have just did a Riley Sager and like my dad's writing a book about something that happened a long time ago. And then there was like the whole like, oh well, I'm not gonna go into spoilery things. We'll get there in a little bit. But I gave it a 3-star because I felt like it was very middle of the road. I felt like she had this idea and she did not hit it out of the park. I don't know.
I was gonna say something really mean. Like, she had this idea. It was a decent one. Could have been a good one, but it's like she wasn't a good enough writer to make it good. Like, how mean is that to say? That's terrible.
It
If she
could
was
have
in
been a
this
really
room
good
with
one,
us, I'd never say that to her face. I don't want to be mean. But
and I
thank you.
sorry. I went into this with pretty high expectations because my husband has read 2 of her other books and he gave both 5 stars. And this has like a pretty high rating on Goodreads. So
All my faves have rated this one very highly.
So like that's but to me and my taste, I was just like, I don't know, maybe I'm just not, I don't know. Somebody said they lost interest. I been there, girl. I just DNF'd a book today because I'm just not into it. Jenny said,
hold on, Glamour. Tell us what your name is, because I'll sit here and say Glamour Beauty 11 if you really want to, if that's how you identify. But
that is so
tell me your name.
That is so YouTube, like 2013. You know, like
I was about to say that's an OG.
That's an OG username. Like
Ricky, I want to know what you had issues with, if they differ from just our random banter.
I don't want to get into too many details because a lot of people in the chat say that they haven't read it yet. So
Kelsey, have you always been Glamour Beauty 11?
That's Kelsey? No, she's normally Kelsey.
I was about to say.
And that's so funny that I said that is so OG YouTube because
Kelsey is the OG of all the OGs. That is hilarious.
That makes so much sense.
She said, "It's me, Kelsey."
Because normally her name says Kelsey.
It's me, Patricia.
I say that all the time, and I feel like a lot of people don't get it. I've bruised my God today, like this part of both.
All them cookies.
I know, and it hurts so bad.
She said, "Rolling pin, who? I'm just gonna pound these things out."
The last couple of rolls, I had to get my husband to roll it for me because it hurt so bad. So Kelsey could have came in here with that Glamour Beauty 11 and started shit on all of us, and we would have never known.
She said, "Actually, this is me, Julie Clark." Katie, I don't like what you said. No, I hear you. Okay, but seriously, I am starting to distrust even my faves on Goodreads because that's why I was like, yeah, let's go with this one, because there were at least 4 or 5 of them that said Julie Clark is so back with this one. And I like, where did she go if this is back?
I know.
That's a dark place.
I'm very curious what her other books read like, because I don't remember if my husband read them at the beginning of it. Because I feel like reading a thriller at the beginning of your journey versus reading a thriller when you're like seasoned, it's like reading 2 different books, essentially. You know what I mean? Because like you haven't read, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but if he read those at the beginning of his thriller journey, then I could see why he thought they were 5 stars. But I feel like it's much harder to get that.
Do we call him in? Do we put him in the hot seat and go, why did you like this?
Because he don't have a shirt on. Otherwise, I would.
Say it with your whole bare chest. Why did you like this?
Literally, his bare chest.
Hold on. What other books did this? I think I've read from this offer, haven't I? Oh, The Last Flight. And that one.
And
I feel like I gave it 3 stars.
Is it If You Tell? The Lies I Tell and The Last Flight. But it could have been he read them at the beginning of his thriller journey, because now if he picks up a thriller, he's more pickier now than what he used to be. And he normally just picks up like the newest Lee Child book, which is your typical man book. He will read Karen Slaughter. He reads J.D. Barker. He reads Stephen King. He has a thriller
He's got
taste
taste sometimes.
very similar
clearly.
to my taste. That's why I was really having high hopes with this Julie Clark book, but it could have been that he read it towards the beginning because he also used to like Riley Sager, and then he said after like a few of them, they just all became not what he likes. We've met Riley Sager though, and I think that if you meet a person, it does play a role in how you feel about their work, I feel. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Because like I really, sorry, we're getting way off topic here. We're still on the topic of books, so I really did enjoy
She promises. She read it.
Grady Hendrix books, right? His are very like, don't take his books seriously. Like they do have serious topics in them and stuff like that. But like the horror aspect of the book, like the camp, it's like very outrageous, whatever type of horror. But then when I met him in person, it like really showed it like he is very much campy as a human. He wears bizarre outfits. Like he had on, I want to say it was like a checkered plaid tuxedo looking thing, and he's very funny. Everybody was laughing the whole time. And so like really mirrors kind of like what his work is, like that kooky type of stuff. I don't know.
Doesn't take himself too seriously. I like that.
And then I met Alice Feeney as well, and it's like talking to like a sweet little preschool.
Yeah, probably the polar opposite.
Yeah, she's like the sweetest little thing. Like she talks so proper, and she's younger than me, but to me she like looks very like well established. Yeah. Well, you're younger than me, but she's younger than me, I think. She's either younger than me or she's the same age as me.
She's a cute beauty. Why did I think she was like an old lady?
No, she's not 47.
I was about to say.
No, because we looked into this and she was like 35.
We nothing, babes.
78. I swear that before when we were reading, she is way older than me. Never mind. I'm not even 40. She's 10 years older than me. Never mind. Why did I think I guess when I looked up an article or something before, maybe the article was super very old. Never mind. Disregard.
Super very old.
Because I was like, she like felt very put together and very like, I would assume she would be older than me because she felt like she had her fucking life together with how she like appeared. But obviously she does because she's older than me.
Damn it, 47, I better have this shit figured out.
Never mind. I retract everything I said. I read The Last Flight also, and it was a 3-star the whole way through with the very last sentence. Okay, so this is, sorry, we're about to step on over to this other conversation really quick. I really wanted to do like a bunch of bookshelf ultimatum like mini episodes in December, but I feel like I'm just going to compile one really big read it or unhaul it type video where I pick the books, and maybe I'll just throw those 2 Julie Clarks on there so I can just hurry up and get them ready and get them going. If they're also 3 stars for me. You're fueling.
I was going to say, are you going to unhaul your pretty sprayed edges now?
No!
Don't yell at me. I'm sorry.
No! That's the whole reason why I bought the book. Otherwise,
I mean, are you going to display it spine backwards?
Because I don't know. I feel like it looks so cool.
I mean, that would be something that you could even just like lay like that and put stuff on.
Dust jacket off and use it as decor. Because I did have a lot of like duplicates of Stephen King hardcovers. So sorry. So I just took the dust jackets off, and now they're like little decor books on my hutch. So it's like I have all my Santa Claus stuff set out, and then it's all with Stephen King books. So it's like Christmas. We'd be slaying and slaying,
Completely off topic, but I was watching a Lori Holt video the other day.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
That's what our book club should be called, the Off Topic Book Club. But she was talking about taking like old old books
and
that you find at like a thrift store and putting your cross stitch finish on it.
When I tell you, I've seen every single one of her cross-stitch videos at least 2 times.
Well, she was teaching me how to do lacing the other day, and it just automatically played another one. So I then found down the Lori Holt.
I really like her, and she quilts and she crochets. She's the one that taught me how to crochet. I learned how to crochet from her video.
That's our grandma Lori. We love her.
I do. And she just had a new grandbaby. Anyway. Okay.
All right. Jenny said that she feels like the authors, like when you meet them, or some channels when they interview them, it inflates it. I completely agree. The when you spend something more on it, you convince yourself you like it thing. 100%. 100%. And
Or
that's
it could also go the complete opposite, because there have been times it can go the complete opposite. And let me tell you about this here author right here. Okay. I bought
Tell me
all
about
of her books, right? Because I'm like, I see all these cute girly pops reading these books and obsessing over this and the other. And then one day I was like, let me follow Miss Jessa Hastings on Instagram. Now I want to get rid of her. She put an ick in my mouth. She gives hate speech. She just is very uncomfy to me. Sorry.
I've heard that she's canceled, but I didn't know what
she
for.
posted a bunch of racist stuff on her Twitter.
On her
Like a decade ago, but yes. And then just a whole bunch of shit's been coming out by her. And so that's why I ain't even picked up on her books, because I'm just like, part of me is like, I already spent the money on it. It's too late now. I can't, but at the same time, I'm just like, well, fuck. So to me, it could be either way. You could either like really become obsessed with the author and like their personality and like their humor and this, that, and the other. And you're like, yes, bitch, queen. And then
I'm telling with Nat Cassidy now. I want to kiss him. I'm just kidding. No, I don't. But
did you just say I want to kiss him
a lot? Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Or like Pierce Brown. So back in the back day, when I used to have a YouTube channel a long time ago, I was like one of the ones that was around when it was like, I mean, these creators are still around, but when they were like the creators, like Jessie the Reader and Poland Banana Books and Chapter Chicks and whatever. And Tashopolis did a video on like the hottest author of our time or some shit like that. Something that would not.
Oh, I've heard that about Pierce Brown. He's a cutie patootie.
And it was a Pierce Brown. And that's like when I first initially started buying my Pierce Brown books, because we were all buying Pierce Brown back then because he was the hottie of the decade.
I can't get into Red Rising. I've tried. I've read Red Rising, the first 3 books, twice, trying to get into it. Okay.
My husband's read them all and he loves them. I've only read the first one and I think I gave it a 4-star. But anyway, but I never I bought them because that's when everybody was buying them. And then when I got with my husband, he started reading them and he loves them. So that's why we continue to buy them. But anyway, recently he became a TikToker. And I don't know if you've been over there to his TikTok, but there's a word for this thing, and I'm dumb and I have a really bad memory, and I like relay it on the fact that I've been through a lot of trauma and I have ADHD. And so it just all boils down to that. But there's this thing, hang on. Okay. It is called sapiosexual. So it's when someone specifically refers to sexual attraction to intelligence.
Oh, okay.
And if you have that, be careful when you go to the Pierce Brown TikTok. Because he seems like he knows what the fuck he is talking about. It's kind of like when you watch Criminal Minds and you have Spencer Reed, like he gives that energy. But
okay. So then never mind. I'm not sapiosexual then, because I've never one time said Spencer Reed, zaddy.
Really?
I like him big and dumb. 100%.
I used to work with this guy. Sorry, we're going to get back on topic again. I used to work with this guy.
That's a big promise to make here.
Years ago. And he wasn't even really attractive or anything, which a lot of the times I don't like. That's not the first thing that attracts me to a person is their looks. That's not it. Because a lot of the times if they're super attractive, they are either big assholes or whatever. So anyway, I used to work with him and I could tell right off the bat that he was really smart. And he had an aerospace engineer degree. And he was working at a Walmart store, okay? Because he just graduated from college and he's waiting to join the fucking Air Force, but not to be like a pilot or anything. He's joining the Air Force like with his degree. But you still have to go through boot camp and all of that, even if you're like 32 years old. But anyway, it's like the more you get to know them and like see how their brain works and like how they can put together full Lego sets without even needing fucking instructions. Take my shirt off.
No, My shirt's on and I'm putting on an extra layer. I'm like, okay, and I'll see ya. Come on, button this up.
It's
Okay,
mine is like
hate in
either
those
that.
comments. Sorry,
It's
I'm
either-
sorry.
It's either that or someone that can like, so like my husband's pretty smart, especially with like math and stuff. But also, if a man can fix anything, and my husband's that, you know, like if they can fix anything, or like with Paul, like you can ask him to do something and he's not going to put it off. He will literally get up and go do it, or he will find it.
Okay,
You know
I'm
what I mean?
that sexual. I'm doing me a favor, sexual.
Anyway, okay. And none of those type of people are in this book.
Correct. No, they're not.
Okay, I have some questions here.
Okay, yeah. Can we do spoilers? Because I don't have anything really to say about the book in general.
Okay, yeah, because it's going to be kind of hard to talk about. It is kind of hard to talk about books like thrillers without going into spoilers, because the things that you want to talk about are typically the things that are like revealed in the book. So, Katie, Spencer is the best. Spencer is the best. And you might not be attracted to him like the first episode. His apartment is literally books everywhere on the floor, on the thing, but it's like in such, but it's smart books. They don't have dust covers. You know what I mean?
Listen, I've never one time asked my husband to prove he can read. Okay, like to this day, he could be like illiterate as hell. I don't know. I don't think he is. I don't think he is. But he ain't sitting here cracking open a book.
Let me tell you though, my ex-husband wouldn't even like. I wish I had my old phone. One, because all of my pictures. I don't have any pictures of my previous life because I chunked my old phone when I left him. But you got to do what you got to do to start all over. But we never even text messaged hardly ever because he couldn't even spell.
Oh, you're right.
For autocorrect to help him out.
I do text my husband, so yes, confirmed he can read. You're smart.
And he wouldn't even know how to put. He probably wouldn't even know what an Oxford comma was. Like if I said put an Oxford comma in this sentence, he wouldn't even know what that was. And trust and believe.
Let me ask my husband if he knows what that is.
You do not want someone dumb. Trust and believe, you do not want anyone dumb. Let me tell you how many tickets that man has gotten. So probably like the last 5 years that we were together, he never once went and got his inspection sticker. Well, we live in Texas, so you have to have like your registration sticker on your windshield replaced every year, right? Unless you get a new car, then you have 2 years. Anyway, he never would go get it done. And so every time he would get a ticket, instead of going to get it replaced, he would pay the $800 ticket. And then a couple of months later, he would just get another ticket. And I'm just like, are you fucking stupid? Are you that
Answer yes.
Stupid? To the point where they suspended his license over a fucking expired registration sticker. You don't want a dumb man. Trust me, you do not want a dumb man. You don't want him. Okay.
Well, anyway, jury's out. I asked my husband if he knows what an Oxford comma is without Googling. We'll see.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay. And are they useful, or do you need them? Yes, that's.
I was about to say, that's the real question I have is like, are you a believer in the Oxford comma? Because I have a passionate answer about that.
We're now going to get into spoilers, so I'm sorry if you don't want to be spoiled. You might want to dip out. The first thing that I want to bring up in this book is
give it to us.
Her dad, the entire time. So her mom left her dad and her when she was in kindergarten, aka 5 years old, right? My son would never just walk out and leave my son. She walked out and left for her sanity, and this entire time has only ever lived in one address. And so when she went to go meet her mom still lived at this one address of this tiny apartment. And you're telling me this man, who is a famous horror author, and when I think of that, I think of the likes of like Stephen King, who we know very well is not, and I want to say, doesn't he have like movie adaptations to some of his books too? I'm pretty sure he was like that established.
I wish I was paying that close of attention.
Why were you making her stay in the apartment
the end of that sentence
for 30 fucking years in the same little teeny tiny apartment? for 30 fucking years when you were living in your own house that you owned, and you owned the house that you lived in when you were a little fucking kid, and yet you were making... She could have just moved it down the road into your old house where you were when you were a little fucking kid. And if she was like, you know what, I
But
can't...
it was traumatic for her too.
It was tragic for her because she's a fucking murderer. So, like,
I was
hello,
about to say,
maybe
I don't
you
think
should...
she wanted to live there either.
Well, she better make him move. I don't know. I just feel like that was stupid. I feel like it was stupid. Why the fuck would you make her live there in an apartment? Whatever. She must not have no goals and no aspirations if she's gonna stay in this little teeny tiny apartment for 30 fucking years. 30. I get living in an apartment when you're like getting on your feet and like you're first married and whatever, because girl, I've been there, done that. For 30 years, that's a long stretch. When you're... Are they divorced? I don't even know. When your ex is a famous horror author who's paying your rent. Bitch, give him something to pay. Move into a house is what I would have said.
Well,
I don't like...
she felt like an afterthought. Like, okay, have you seen the movie Crossroads with Britney Spears?
Yes, I have it on my iPad. That's how obsessed I am with that movie.
Correct. I'm obsessed. That, when she goes to meet her mom or like see her mom, and her mom's like, I never wanted you. Like, that was the vibes I got when she went to see her mom and talk to her, and she like took a step back and was really withdrawn and all of that.
And then try to make her
think
leave.
about was Brittany and her mom in that movie. I was like, oof. But I mean, she just, that whole relationship felt like an afterthought. And it's crazy with how significant the mom ended up being, because
Right.
the way she was written was like a red herring the entire time. Like, there was no meat and potatoes to the mom.
To any of them. Or like, how about when she leaves LA and she's been dating this guy in LA. I don't even think they live together, but they've been dating each other for over a year. That's fine. You do you.
That's
on
fine.
mine and Paul's 1 year anniversary, I was 9 months pregnant, but we all do our own things.
You do you, boo.
But anyway, they were dating for over a year. They still didn't live together. And then he finds out that her dad's not dead. So he automatically doesn't even give her the chance to explain. Automatically, oh, your dad's not dead? We're done. We're done. Hangs up on her. I'm like, really? If your trust issues are that bad, buddy, what did you do? I feel like if you have trust issues that bad, what did you do? Because ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. Because I would probably lie about my dad too. Anyway, that was like, I was just kind of annoyed with that too. I was like, why in the fuck would he break up with her for something so stupid?
Well, but then as soon as she sent him the book, okay, we can rekindle.
Yeah.
Like, duh. That's
Because
what
she's
happens
about...
when you have a conversation and you allow somebody to speak. Like, he just
And it
hung up,
wasn't even
done.
that. He was like, oh, so you lied about this whole trip. No, she didn't. She's still there to write the fucking book. The only thing she lied about was that was her dad. But you didn't even give us...
I feel like we're gonna, in this book club discussion, we will probably think about this book more than the author did the entire time she was writing it.
I think he did it out of resentment. He loved her enough to take care of her, but she ultimately left him, so he wasn't going to do more than and the thing is like...
And another thing.
You can leave someone and, I don't know, split custody of your child. You know what I mean? Like, you can still be in your child's life. That I don't know. As a mom, I want to know if she's a mom, because I could never, ever just be like, I'm done. I don't know. But that's just me.
Dipsky's doodle.
Let's see.
Ricky's main issue with the book was Poppy's chapters. I hated that we got her POV as the readers. We were told the story by Olivia and her dad's retellings and writings.
But we got more than Poppy's chapters. We got a lot of people's chapters, which was also kind of weird to me. This book is weird. It's like weird feeling. And I wish we would have got more of, like, I don't know. She could have done so much more, because like the scene of him burying the cat in the woods, I was like, oh, this is going to get dark, because that is like the ultimate sign of someone being a serial killer. in all of the true crime books, they talk about that, is animal abuse is the main sign of someone that's going to grow up to be a serial killer. But
Yeah.
lo and
Like,
behold,
I like it when books get dark. I don't like it when books get pedo dark. So, of all
yeah.
the things that could have happened, I was
And
like,
then I felt like that was an
great.
afterthought. It was kind of like she was building up to something and she didn't really know where she wanted to go. So then she turned to this because nowhere in the whole rest of the book did I get that vibe. And I feel like you could have
Uh-huh.
probably like given us these little hints. The only other hint, no, I can't, because at first I thought he was going to be the daddy. The teacher, I thought the teacher was going to be the daddy.
Mhm.
And I was like, it's too obvious because she is making it seem like she's making it too obvious. So obviously that's not going to be it unless I'm just
Mhm.
smart. And then it happened to be the
Mm.
whole Danny situation. But I felt like even then she didn't even like, it didn't feel real. It felt like they lied about it. And then all of a sudden he goes and the teacher's the one that killed Poppy. And then we don't ever hear from, it's like he goes and he kills Poppy and he leaves. And then Danny comes and sees Poppy's dead. So Danny thinks that Victor did it, or Victory, or whatever the fuck his name was.
Vincent.
It's Vincent. So then they have a powwow in the hallway. He gets knocked out. And so then her mom shows up, sees him knocked out, and she slices Danny's throat. So she thinks everybody's dead and she's crying. Then Vincent shows up. But the whole time, just like, how did the teacher even know that Poppy knew? Because I don't recall any time in the book anyone telling the teacher that
Because
Poppy
she
knew.
was getting ballsy when she was drunk and was all, knowledge is power. I know, blah, blah, blah. Right?
But I think he thought she was saying that because she thought he was the daddy to the baby that was aborted.
The way that you just said that is exactly how I felt this entire book. He thought, she thought, they did, we did, it did. By the end of this book, I was sitting there looking at it like, am I drunk? Did I
That's what it
just
felt
read
like, because it was like, wait,
this whole
because
thing?
it explained it one way, and we got to see who the real killers were. It was the teacher, and then mom. I didn't forget the mom's name. And then it was like, well, let's go ahead and tell the story again, but make it to what we know. And so they just pointed it at the teacher.
Yes. The way that it like unfolded, kind of like to Ricky's point, where we get Poppy's POV, so we know more than Olivia does because of, like, as it felt like we were ahead of her, but then she was drawing other conclusions based on stuff that she was discovering with her dad and the tapes and his notes and all of this. And she's like, it's another puzzle. I figured it out. He's not saying it, but he means this. And it's like, but hold on, we were getting this other thing, because at the end, this was an ambiguous ending that I hated because I don't feel like it was supposed to be ambiguous. I just feel
No,
like there was 16 planes in the air and none of them could figure out how to land.
100%. I feel like she wrote herself up a tree.
That's a good way of saying it. Yep. And we couldn't find our way back down.
And then it was just
I
like
couldn't, at least.
we hit every branch. Because like to me it was like, this has to be, I don't know. I was thinking the whole time that the teacher was the daddy
The
of,
pappy.
which he still would have been a predator because she was a minor. Poppy was even
My
younger.
running theory the entire time was that Poppy caught brother doing the freaky with
a mom.
a boy.
Oh, with a boy.
No. Because it was all like, this is wrong. And I thought that was going to be like, he felt shame. So that's why he lashed out. That was my running theory the entire time. And then when it was that, but pedophile, I was like, no, I'm good.
But
I'm good. I
I
didn't
don't
like
know.
it.
And then it was like, she revealed that by Poppy catching them on camera. But then I felt like that was pretty much it. So he got really, really defensive about it. So like,
Well, and it was the way that they used it to generate sympathy for Danny as a character too, because he assaulted the
the mom,
which I can't remember her name to save my life.
either.
And then Yeah, I was gonna say Linda. So Lydia or Linda sounds great.
It's with an
Um,
L name, I think.
like it was like, okay, well now we can be sympathetic to him because of what happened to him, and it's like I don't want to feel sympathy or have like I don't
No,
know.
none,
It
because
didn't
that
add
doesn't
any of
decide.
the
Just
yeah, it didn't
because
add anything to the plot.
somebody molested you, don't mean you can go and rape somebody else.
It was like she was trying to make it a deeper story, so then she used these as plot lines, but it ended up feeling like very cheap and gross.
Yeah, very like surface level. I don't know. I don't know her
Yeah,
name.
Ricky said I think she hinted at him when she was drunk at the party and he knew what she was getting at.
Oh,
All of
see,
us
I
are
didn't
saying
even.
this was very vague, I thinks, because this book was so confusing. If anybody feels like they have a good grip on it,
Yeah, if you gave it more than a 3-star and you want to have your input and maybe change my mind, you can do that. I just,
that's my
I don't
favorite game to play. Good luck on this one though.
Did your beads come in for
Uh,
the mermaid?
yes, actually. Hold on, because this biatch is done.
Oh, it's
I
done.
finished her yesterday. Yes, hold on. She's stuck on the stand. Ta-da! This hoe is done. And I don't ever want to look at her again.
Is that butterfly
Just
charm?
kidding.
Is that a butterfly charm?
That is a needle minder.
Oh, okay. Okay. I
But
was like,
she's got these giant beads in the middle. Like you see that starfish bead on her belly?
crazy. And you
There
did
were
that in like a
so
couple
many
of
stinking.
months.
Yeah, I started it in August. Taylor was like, honestly, if you would have just worked on it all the time, you could have finished it. What, you probably spent 2 weeks on it? I was like, what?
You would have got
I didn't
tired as
spend two
fuck.
weeks on this. And he was like, no, I mean, like, if you spent 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, then you could. I was like, that is the boyiest math I've ever heard in my life. Like, okay, sure, maybe.
You know
But
how bad
yeah.
I've been like
She's
working on these Santa Clauses, and I finished 2. I'm on my 3rd one. I'm about halfway done with my 3rd one, and I can't even like I'll do it like 2 or 3 hours, and then I gotta stop because my arm hurts.
it's
Whenever
my
I do
neck.
these lats, I'm gonna have the biggest fucking
Uh-huh.
lats. Is that
Uh-huh.
what they're called? I
I'm
don't
over
even
here
know.
singing that song, My Neck, My
Yeah.
Back.
Well, see, I can't get my stuff to stay in my Lowry stand because I prefer to stitch on a Q-snap, and if I barely like
And that
accidentally bump it,
corner clamp is so
100 fucking
expensive.
dollars.
So
Ouchie. That's how much
expensive.
I paid for my whole stand. The fuck.
I know.
So I gotta just,
Ridiculous.
and I feel like this is gonna be so stupid, but I feel like when I have a nerd hoop, but I feel like it's hard to get the creases of a nerd hoop out compared to a Q snap. And so that's why I've been afraid to use the nerd hoop because I can protect my stitches with a Q snap because I can just put the felt or the fabric, but I don't think you can do that with a nerd hoop. So
I just I
I've
don't
been stitching
care.
in hand. So I do like the up and over, up and over, up and over, up and
Holy guacamole, she's crazy.
So
No, I'm a nerds girly.
how do you stitch?
I'm a nerder. Well, until you're
Well,
on
do
this,
you do two-handed though? Do you do like two-handed stitching?
hell no. I only
I
use
can't
this
do
freaking
that.
stand for beading and stuff because that's the only time I need to do two hands. My left hand is for decoration only.
Okay.
Mind you, this is now gonna be a like I'm gonna have my husband super glue all these parts together because when you buy the extenders for the Q snap to make it big enough to do a beading thing like that, um, all of the couplings are too loose. So that's just gonna have to be a giant thing that stays together and is no longer customizable because that thing pops
Have
open.
you tried like an actual a scroll frame?
Do I have $1,000,000,000?
Well,
No.
you can get cheap ones. I would love like a quantum frame, but again, I don't have the million billion trillion dollars either.
Well, see, I was watching our Lord and Savior Jenny's videos the other day, because weirdly enough, they don't come up in my subscribe feed. So I had to
Mine
turn on my notifications. So Jenny, I'll now be notified every time you post, because I had to rectify that situation. But she was talking about how she uses the Nurge scroll frames or something, and those things look big and badass.
A
So
nerd.
best believe I'm putting something like that on my Christmas list.
Hang on, I'm looking.
She said put some hot water on it.
A
What?
Nerd. I see a Nerd Beechwood scroll frame. $135. Is that what that is? Oh, that looks exactly like the ones that I was just saying that you have to order from overseas and it takes 17 years to get to you. Millennial frames or, do you know what I'm talking
I've
about?
heard of the millennial frames, yes.
Yeah, and you have to wait like 6 months or 8 months for them to actually ship the shit to you.
Well, see, like I said, when I have $1 million gajillion dollars and I can, okay, my big thing is I want to have a craft room before I'm buying all of these giant things. Because right now, this setup is currently in my bedroom. Okay, I'm in my master bedroom. I don't have any extra rooms in my tiny house because I found 75 kids that now have to have places in
Oh,
this
they
tiny
still live with
home.
you?
My niece does, the oldest, and then my stepson has a bedroom. So my 3-bedroom house still fully occupied. But when she finally gets to move with dad, I'll have that extra bedroom back. And you best believe that will be when I'm buying all my giant stuff. I'm going to have a sewing table. I'm going to have a little nook in the corner where I'm going to have my giant scroll frame set up. Yeah.
See, we don't own this house. Because we were unfamiliar with this area that we moved to, right? We don't know anybody here, unfamiliar with this area. And so we were like, well, let's just rent for a year or two, make sure we like the school district in the area. We've only been here since April. We really love the area and we really love the school district. And so we don't know if next April we're going to buy or the April after. Like, we're going to, not April, but like a month or two before April. That way we can, like, at the end of this lease. Because if we buy a house now, we would still have to pay the rent here until the end of the lease. And $2,000 rent plus whatever mortgage we get is out of our budget. So, yeah, that's how much rent costs. Anyway.
Holy guacamole.
This was how Paul was like, we keep renting and renting and renting and renting and renting, and every year it goes up. I'm pretty sure when we hit that 1 year, it's going to go up. We could be paying that in mortgage, but whatever. Anyway,
I was gonna say my mortgage is $1,600 on its worst day.
Damn, that's cheaper than what we pay. And own our house.
I live in the boonies in Florida, though.
We live in the boonies too, but we live in an HOA neighborhood, like a. There's like one entrance
Oh no,
into
your
the
house is very nice.
It's not like super nice. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like in the middle of the road. It's the nicest house we've lived in, but it could use it. We barely have any cabinet space, and like it's very narrow and long. So our living room is very odd shaped. So we can't really like have much furniture in there. It's very strange. So we've been looking at other houses. Like, we know what to look for now that we know whatever. And they have a bunch of houses in our neighborhood that are for sale that have, and they're still building. So, and it's like the same builders. They're all very similar because it's like the cookie cutter kind of neighborhood. And most of them are 4-bedroom houses, but they have a loft area with a game room. So technically it's like a 5-bedroom house. So I told Paul, I was like, imagine, because we only got 2 kids. And me and Paul both have a lot of hobbies. So like, this is my
hobby room.
Sorry, we're like way off topic of the book. There's really not much to talk about, though. If you have,
I was about to say, what else?
We've already went over the stuff. It's a mediocre book. I would never read it again. So this side of my room has these 3 bookshelves on there. I found some cube baskets that are like 10 by 10 inch that can fit in these shelves. They're like wicker baskets that I'm gonna put in here to keep my like
your knicks and your knacks.
Well, I don't really have knickknacks. This is the only knickknack that I have, and I want to get rid of it so bad. I like this plant, but I like the plant. But I don't really do knickknacks. That's why a lot of people are like, why don't you have? Well, I have this too, but that's a different story because that's a bust. But even like in the rest of my house, I don't really do I got that hutch. Sorry, y'all. I'm just. I haven't talked to anybody today. I got that hutch in my kitchen area, and I want to get rid of it. And Paul's like, why do you want to get rid of it? We just got it. And I'm like, because you have to put stuff on it and I cannot handle it. I want to get rid of it. And because I don't like to have a bunch of like, books are an exception. That's a different thing. That's why I went through all of my yarn yesterday, and somebody came and picked up a bunch of yarn from me. I threw a bunch of the other stuff in a bag that Paul's going to bring to It's kind of like a Goodwill, but it's like an off-brand thing. I don't know. Anyway, because I can't handle all of the clutter. Because I got my sewing machine now, and it is still in a box because I don't know where I'm supposed to put it. Because it's cheaper to like sew your own cross-stitch pillows than to get them made. Anyway, so
Yeah, I'm gonna start shipping my finishes to you and just.
Oh no, you gotta let me get good first. Because I do want to learn how to like, because I told Paul, I was like, it's, you know how expensive it is to actually professionally, because I have,
I was gonna say, I'll pay the price.
so it might be worth buying like the actual supplies you need to like become a professional. Because I finished this, right? This is my biggest
That's
finish
how I feel
to
about
date.
framing right now.
I finished
That's
this,
cutie.
and it's for Carter's room, and I have to like get it finished soon because it's very like 5-year-old, you know. And I can like, and I can bring this to Hobby Lobby and get it framed, pay $200 fucking to get it framed. Or
Well, I'll tell you this. I ordered a frame from something on Etsy, and just the freaking fracking frame on sale was $140 for that giant heifer back there. So me and
well,
Lori
I was
Holt
just
will
gonna go
be
to
lacing it up by
I was
myself.
gonna go to Hobby Lobby, and because they can cut you a frame and not get them to lace it, and you do it yourself. So
I
I
didn't
thought
know
about
that
doing that.
until Lori told me that on the YouTube the other day. I'd
Yeah,
already
and
ordered the damn frame.
their frames go on sale. Not often, but like you know how like every week their sales change.
Uh-huh.
So I'm waiting on. Well, I haven't been back to Hobby Lobby to see, but then at my next Hobby Lobby trip, I'm gonna go and get me because it's like it's like an 11.5 by 9.5. So like I'll even look on Amazon, and there's hardly any frames on Amazon that are 11.5 by 9.5, and I want it to be like barnwood type of frame. I want it to like say cowboy. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be just like a fucking golden.
That's your next investigative journalism operation, is going to the Hobby Lobby and finding out how much it costs for them to just cut you a frame. Are you going to get glass or no glass?
I haven't decided.
All
The
right,
thing
Glamour
is,
Beauty Kelsey, if you think cross stitch is expensive, take a gander at needlepoint.
but the thing is, that's
Otherwise,
what I was going.
I can't hang out in the
It's
needlepoint tax bracket.
ugly. It's
Oh God, she's yelling at us.
ugly. Sorry. It's
And when I
ugly.
close our eyes, I see you for what you really are, which is ugly.
Yes. Almost all of them are. For what you're paying, I would never pay for a fucking needlepoint this big. $80 for the
Correct,
fucking
Mindy.
needlepoint. Are
For the
you on
canvas.
fucking crack?
I think they can afford crack, that's for sure.
For sure. Have
Listen,
you not seen
I'm not in the right tax bracket for that.
No, but the thing is I don't want to be. I mean, I do want to be in the tax bracket
I
for
was
that,
about to say, hold on.
but I don't want to
I'd
be.
love to
I
be.
would, even if I was rich, the only thing that I have found in the needlepoint area is that I like is the stockings, but only if they're stitched right. Because some people be doing needlepoint and
Correct.
they just be doing cross stitching. Why spend
Correct.
$80 on an ugly ass canvas that you can literally buy a piece of fabric this big and some thread for less than $10 if you're doing it cross stitch, if that's all that you're going to do? There are some people out there that do, and it's just cross stitch.
No, the whole thing is yes, needlepoint. Needlepoint.
There's some really not. I've sent Katie one once.
Penny
But
Lynn, if you want, go ahead and look her up.
who?
Penny Lynn.
Oh yeah, but they have to be stitched right though, and that you have
with
to
all the
use
specialty stitches.
Yes, and like roses and all for them to like actually look worth it. Otherwise, I prefer cross stitching. I like the timeless look of cross stitching. Don't come at okay. Sorry, we're about to get into a cross stitching TED talk. There's many different.
As I cut my threads because I'm ADHD and it's sitting on my desk.
There's many different areas in cross stitch. Okay. So you have like your full coverage cross stitching. And for me, that is the process of cross stitching, I prefer full coverage because it's like a challenge for me. You know what I mean?
Listen, I started my first full coverage canvas and you're going to have to tell me why you love it.
to me, it's a challenge, and that's why I like it.
Cool.
But-
Maybe my life is just too challenging in every other area right now, because when I sit down to do that thing, I'm just like, frick this and frick that. What the heck?
But aesthetically, like hanging on my wall, I can't picture like a full coverage hanging on my wall. I picture other things. But I was talking to a friend once and I was telling her, I was like, just imagine behind or like in our hallway, we have a long hallway and there's literally like only one thing hanging up. I said, just imagine a hallway full of these beautiful cross stitches. And in her brain, she was thinking of like the cross stitch in a hoop on white Ada that says "Don't do coke in the bathroom," or like one that has a Winnie the Pooh. You know what I mean? That's not the cross
Don't do
stitches.
coke in the bathroom.
Exactly. I feel like when you tell people you cross stitch, that's the kind of stuff that they think that you do.
Girl, if I told anybody I cross stitch and they even had that come to mind, I'd be proud, because I have never tried to explain this hobby to anybody and then have an inkling of an idea of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because Kelsey sent a thing that somebody made her son and was like, "Is this cross stitch?" I was like, "Yes, girl, that's cross stitch." Though I don't know how old it is. It looked very antique. Not antique, but like it looked very like that kind of cross stitch is not common these days anymore. It looked very like you could
It
probably
makes me so sad to see how much they are charging for like antique cross stitch pieces in these like resale stores and stuff.
knowing
Like,
how much that frame alone fucking costs.
like $45. Like, okay, hold on. That woman it spent 60 hours on that hand embroidering, and the like you said, frame alone is more expensive than that.
Yes.
Crazy sauce.
I watched somebody, I don't remember who it is, but
I'm
they
about to start
go
buying them and just calling it rescuing.
and they call Save the Stitches is what they do. They
Oh,
go
see? Okay, cool.
and they look at all the cross stitch pieces in the Goodwill and stuff because they say like 90% of the time the frames that they're in are frames from Hobby Lobby, frames that you're going to be paying $100 for, and it's in the Goodwill for $6.
Okay, cool. That's what I'm gonna start doing. I need to go frame shopping
Oh,
at the
but
antique
wait,
stores and the Goodwills.
I don't remember
But
if
then where am I gonna put
I've
all this?
shared this. Sorry, people, but if you don't like cross stitch, you're missing out. Truly, I have told so many people about this one creator on Instagram. So I'm sorry if this is repeating myself, but this lady also goes and finds cross stitch from she mostly goes to stuff like what happens when people die and they have an estate sale and things
Estate
like
sale.
that. And she takes the cross stitch and she like gives it a second life. Let me show you what she does.
See, that would be all I'm there for. Like, I'm not
I
there
don't know if you're going to
for
be
any
able to see,
furniture or the other stuff.
but look behind her, all these pillows and stuff. That's cross stitch items that she has found and like redone, made them into pillows. Hang on, I'll find a better because she's moving around in there.
Oh my
Like this.
gosh.
She found that and turned it into a pillow. Like she's given them second lives, and she does such a good job. She does it for quilts and stuff too. Like this is made from a quilt that she had. It's like
That is
little.
so neat. I
But
know you and
anyway,
Jenny are inspiring me. I'm gonna have to buy a freaking sewing machine. Um,
but like look at these Christmas trees, and it's just from like floral cross stitch that she found, and she turned them into Christmas trees.
okay, see that floral cross stitch is my
Look at
crack right now.
look how cute, and it's from an old red quilt. Like,
See,
are you joking? And she
that's
sells
my
this stuff
jam.
for like over $100 a pillow, and she sells out every sale. Like, look at that.
I
Are you
believe it.
joking?
Because of people like me who have no talent, I
Look,
just want to
this
buy
is
that
from an
stuff.
old cross stitch, and it's a pillow.
That stuff is so cute.
Like, she gives it life again, and I think it's so fun. And it definitely inspired me to get my sewing machine. And this sewing
I'm
machine,
kind of embarrassed that I've never thought to actually go to the thrift store and like look for the frames myself.
yeah, and
Duh.
like
Duh.
so we don't have a thrift store in this town where I live because this town is very It's like rural. Rural. Did I say it right?
I mean, I love the way you said that.
And I don't even think there's a Goodwill, but there's a lot of bougie people here. I say that because a lot of people here, they either have ranches, farms, or they like work for the oil company. Like these people got money. We're just the side people on the side, that just pretend like we know. You wouldn't believe how much not the houses in my neighborhood, obviously, but like, because we probably have like 3 feet of land outside. But if you go like down the road on the way to go pick up my kids from schools, it's like these houses have like 20 acres of land, and they have sheep running on their land, and they got livestock, and they have livestock shows here. There's classes that your kids can get involved in if you have whatever, that you can raise chickens for class, all kinds of shit. Anyway,
That's so
sorry.
cute. No, every hoochie mama I went to high school with right now is doing the resale stuff at the antique stores with booths and what have you at like the markets.
Oh yeah, they have one of
So,
those back in my hometown.
like the
And they,
Whatnot app and all of the like consignment booths,
yeah,
whatever.
but it's in all this grandma stuff is in style right now.
I know. All these hoochie mamas are out here buying it
Crazy.
up.
And people say that cross stitching is like a grandma hobby, and I was really thinking about that last night because the amount of times I watch, because I was watching somebody a floss tube last night because I could not into this book that I'm reading, and
What you reading?
Oh my god, it's a book by Olivia Blake. It's called One for Your Enemy.
Oh, I saw. Yeah.
It's and I don't like it. And I was looking back on the comments of me pulling that book out of the jar, and most people didn't like it. But anyway, I was watching her, and she is not even old. She's probably like in her 40s. And she was saying how she can't stitch on anything above a 32 count anymore. Like she can't stitch on 36 count or 40 count or whatever because her eyesight's going bad. And so I'm thinking, like, why do they call this a grandma hobby? Because you know how many older floss tubers I watch that also cannot stitch on high count at cross stitch, or you know what I mean? Because like after
they've got these giant magnification things, which that would make me motion sick if I'm sitting there with
that would make me
the
not want to do it.
magnification. Yeah.
That's why I was
Nah.
thinking to myself, I'm like, bless my eyes. Like, I don't have good eyesight, but I am nearsighted. So even if I take my glasses off, I could still cross stitch. Am I nearsighted? I cannot see. Oh, now I can see. Could you imagine?
I think you cross stitch that close to your face and see how long you got eyeballs for.
Okay. Well, like
what count do you normally stitch on?
40. I did buy a piece of 4.
I'm such a junkie for the loop start with the 2 threads.
Ugh, but the stitches with 2 threads look so ugly.
But it's okay because I'm into my Mira kick.
Which
my
I do
Santa
too.
Claus came in the mail.
I do 2 threads. I want to know what full coverage you're stitching. You know what we need to put? I need another banner. We'll do off topic.
I was about to say, these hoes can't stay on track to save their lives. Here. Hold on. Oh, shit. You want to see my full coverage? This is a hoot and a half.
You started like a full coverage.
She's so pretty.
What are the threads on the front?
Me losing my absolute mind because I'm stitching with one freaking thread, 1/1 on 25 on this easy grid, and so I don't know what I think that's just me starting my threads.
Christmas with a Crank. That's a book? I know it's a movie.
So yeah.
I was sitting here just bitching up a storm before I went live because, like, I'm so tired of, if I want a good spiral notebook, why the fuck they're always this big? Why can't they give us like a 5-star, like a 5-subject notebook, but the size of this? You know what I mean?
Girl, I've never had that thought before, but with the passion that you just said that, fuck yeah.
It's fucking annoying having to whip out that big. It's like I'm in the 90s whipping out a fucking map in the car trying to figure out where the Chick-fil-A is. Okay, wait.
Absolutely. I like when Beth gets fired up.
Let me write that down because this is the Crank. Because people always ask about Christmas stuff. And I love a good Christmas book, but not a romance. The way that I am sick of a romance Christmas book. Do not even. Try me. We're reading the Charles Dickens Christmas book. We're reading that next week. Is it with the Cranks or with a Crank? I know there's
We're
a movie.
reading the what next week?
Okay, no, I was reading the comment. We're reading in the Discord, the Buddy Read Discord, not the book club Discord. We're reading A Christmas Carol, and then we're gonna do a buddy watch. Okay. And we're gonna do a buddy watch. Because
Like the Christmas Carol, like the Jim Carrey movie?
I think that's the one that we're gonna do. Because my thing is, and this is gonna go for a reader's cut as well. I personally prefer not to watch stuff that's older than me. In the sense like I don't want to watch something that is black and white and like I don't know. That is I'm not a movie person, so maybe if I get into movies my mind will change. But I like newer things. I don't know. I say that and I take that back because there are some movies that were put out before me that I love. I mean,
Put
like
out before me.
I mean, I don't want to watch like the Christmas Carol movie that was put out in the 1933. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I'm telling you, when I just thought of A Christmas Carol, I was thinking about the animated version. So that shows
the
where my
only
brain's
Christmas Carol
at.
that I've seen is the Mickey Mouse one. That's all. I've never seen or read it. So
Aren't I so glad we're so educated?
We're not.
We said the Mickey Mouse and the Jim Carrey animated.
But we were looking at them. Wait, the Jim Carrey one's animated? Hang on a minute. We were looking at them. Okay, wait. A Christmas Carol movie. So, I don't know. Why? No, A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey's not animated, is it?
Look, hold on. I might not know what A Christmas Carol is. Let me look.
So, we have...
Isn't that the one where he's like a bunch of different versions of himself?
I don't know. I've only ever seen Girlfriends of Christmas Past. That's a Christmas Carol redo, right? And then I've seen the Mickey Mouse.
100%. It is animated.
It is?
Yes.
Are you sure?
100%. It's that creepy animation like Polar Express was.
I've never seen Polar Express.
Ricky just said it's the kind of animation like Polar Express.
What the fudge?
It's like weird and gross. Not gross, but like uncomfy
like
looking.
CGI. Oh, Johnny Depp?
Yes.
No, there's a Christmas Carol 2025 with Johnny Depp. Am I on the right thing? Johnny Depp plays in A Christmas Carol. Somebody who watches movies, let me know, because sometimes they make fake, fake trailers and stuff. But it says A Christmas Carol 2025 first trailer.
Okay, hold on. I'd watch the heck out of that. Johnny looks so cute.
He does. He looks young, so this can't be true. Oh, it says this video is fan made. You fucking CUNT.
Oh, it says it's set for release on November 13th, 2026.
What is?
The Johnny Depp one.
They're really going to have one?
It says it's coming.
Give me a fucking list. A fucking...
November 13th, 2026.
Christmas Carol movies. The AI is probably like, why are you cussing me, ho? So, okay, the one that like in 1901, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch the one in 1935 either. Not really fond of the 1938 one either. Or the 1950. Like, let's make it either 19...
How many times has this movie been remade?
A lot. So there's one in 1901, 1935, 1938, 1951, 1970, 1984, 1988, 1999, 2017. But the 2017 one is called The Man Who Invented Christmas, a film about the writing of the novella itself, featuring Christopher Plummer as the imagined Scrooge character. But then they have animated and family versions, which is Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol, Mickey's Christmas Carol, The Muppet Christmas Carol, A Flintstones Christmas Carol, A Christmas Carol, Scrooge, A Christmas Carol, or Spirited. A musical.
The Flintstone Christmas Carol sounds like the most true version.
So which one is the one with Jim Carrey? Is that the 2009? Yes, that's the 2009. So what's the 2022? Oh, the 2022 is animated as well. It's a musical. I'm not against musicals. I'm not against musicals. A darker motion capture animated film by Robert Zemeckis, starring Jim Carrey in multiple roles, including Scrooge and the Three Ghosts. I want to see the trailer. A Christmas Carol with Jimmy Carroll.
I'm telling you that the animation is
wild.
Whack.
Is there like a popular version? Is the 1901 the like legit popular one everybody watches? What's like the version that is it the Mickey Mouse one? Because I've seen that. My kids love it.
Quit. Go over there. You ain't got no pants on. Okay, great. Here you go.
Shorts.
I turned the volume down because if you have copyrighted stuff, StreamYard will shut your live down. Like if you have copyrighted stuff playing.
We're going to get shut down by the man? Oh my God.
And the Polar. I've never even watched nor read the Polar Express. Oh. This is animated. How wild it looks. It looks like a
It looks cursed.
Like a video game. So wait, Jim Carrey plays the voice of multiple different characters in it? Jim Carrey is Scrooge.
There's a bunch of different versions of Scrooge or something like that. I don't know if I've ever actually seen it.
So what's the popular version? Like what version does everybody watch? It is the kind of animation like Polar Express. Oh, is it? Sorry. Because I don't know if I could do that. I've never seen Polar Express because it freaks me out. With Ricky. So what is the version that people watch then? Where the hell is...
Girl, the only Christmas movie we watch in my house is The Grinch. So I don't know.
You don't watch the Santa Claus?
Not really.
Man.
I mean, me and Tim Allen, we go back. I don't think my kids have developed an affinity for the Santa Claus movie like we have.
See, my
Ricky
kids
said the Mickey Mouse one. See? You're hip with the times.
We watch it all year round. I can't do it. I don't want to let you watch the fucking Mickey Mouse one where he sells. There's like different eras, you know, like there's days where they repeat all the days. With the ducks having Christmas dinner and stuff. And then there's also where like Minnie sells something to get Mickey something and Mickey sells something to get Minnie something, but the things that they got them is for the thing that they each sold. It's like a whole, it's so sad for a fucking...
The Muppet one sounds like a good option too.
What is popular Christmas Carol? No. Is that it? Christmas Carol? Movie. Okay, the most popular A Christmas Carol movie is a subject of debate, but the 1951 film starring Alistair Sim...
There you go.
...is frequently cited as a definitive and classic adaptation, while the Muppet Christmas Carol is celebrated for its heart. And the 1984 version with George C. Scott is praised for its realistic and poignant portrayal. Other popular versions include... I don't know if I would be like interested in something that was 1951. We could do the Muppet ones. Anyway, this is a debate for another day. Animated one from 2009. I'm not against watching the animated one. This was Kelsey's idea at the heart, so she can pick which one we want to do. Okay, the 80s one is the one you hear the most about. You know what? I don't come from a family of people who watch stuff like this. And I
you don't come from a family of movie watchers?
My family is 90% Pentecostal, so that should answer that question. But like my grandmother would watch Hallmark, like it would be like just Hallmark Christmas movies or Lifetime, or like Law and Order, things like that. She wasn't like a movie. We didn't like we weren't movie goers. I'm still not a movie goer. I don't really care to go to the movies. But like we were talking about families the other day. Let me just tell you something. Let me take a step back. My grandmother's dying, right? And it's caused a lot of drama in my family. And all because of one particular individual. But it has been making me like think a lot about family and like things that I'm going to miss when my grandmother does pass away. And like it also kind of, and like I tried to like make things like blankets and cross stitch things and memories and traditions so that my kids have these heirloom type things so that they can have one day to pass down on to their kids, and skills as well. My grandmother doesn't have any hobbies. My grandmother doesn't have any skills, like besides like my grandmother was a bus driver her whole life from the moment that she had to start going to work, because she was like a stay-at-home mom for a long time. But from the moment she had to start going to work until she retired, she was a bus driver. And then she turned into like the manager of the bus barn. And she worked there for like 40 years. And then she retired. She retired like a couple years ago. So she hasn't even been. Anyway, but she doesn't know how to cross stitch. She doesn't know how to crochet. She doesn't know how to bake. She knows how to bake, but like cookies that were pre-made from the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't really have any skills. So I wasn't handed down or taught anything. So I'm trying to learn all these things so I can teach my kids and stuff so they can have like, I don't know how to even explain it, you know? And so I've been thinking a lot about like so me and my cousin were talking today because she called me because my grandmother has been having a lot of mini strokes. And she was put on hospice a couple weeks ago. And this is something I didn't know, but when you're put on hospice, you know, your doctor no longer has anything to do with you anymore. Yeah, like when you get put on hospice, if you need like, so like my grandmother got put on hospice because she has cancer in her whole body, essentially. She had gallbladder cancer, and she had the surgery to remove the gallbladder, and them removing the gallbladder made it spread really rapidly, and it's like now in her blood and her bones and her liver and her kidneys, like it's everywhere essentially. And they tried treatment. The treatment was killing off her red blood cells, so the treatment was actually making it much worse, and it was going to even shorten her lifespan or whatever. They gave her like 6 weeks a couple weeks ago. So like, yeah. And so a couple of days ago, she started having mini strokes, and it's really like she went from having cancer, but she booked a cruise in January. She's still going shopping. She's still doing all this kind of stuff, to like I want to say it was like Thursday after Thanksgiving dinner, she started having strokes. And now she's like, it like aged her 10 years, you know, she's 79. Anyway, so they called her doctor, and once you get put on hospice, it's out of the doctor's control. The nurses that are caring for her, like in the hospice, because they go daily to like see her and stuff, they can prescribe her medication to like help with symptoms and stuff, but she no longer goes to the doctor. They don't. So she's having
That's
many
so crazy.
Yep. And this is going to be TMI, but her poop is white. So they think that, I guess it's your liver or something. I don't know what it is, but is completely shutting down. Again, she can't go to the doctor because she's now on hospice. And once you're on hospice, the doctor just kind of was like, it's out of my hands, you know? They're just prepping her to die, essentially, it feels like. I mean, obviously she had a prognosis of 6 weeks, like a month ago. So I don't know. It's such a mind fuck. It's weird because like I've had a lot of people in my life die, but they've all been like very sudden deaths, you know? This is the first time that we've like had someone here kind of lingering. I say
I
that.
thought hospice was like an elective thing. Like you decide when you want to basically stop receiving treatment and then just be made comfortable and as you prepare
So
for end of life type of
the
thing.
the thing is my grandmother did have final say so of treatment, and the doctor didn't encourage her in the sense that to tell her that she shouldn't do it, but he did tell her that it was killing off all of her red blood cells. The chemo was. And it was like not doing what it was supposed to do. Her body wasn't taking it very well. And there was nothing else that they could really do besides make her comfortable. And so my grandmother then made the decision to be put on hospice. But then at that time it was like, I don't know, I feel like she felt like she still had like a year or two left because she keeps talking about what she's going to be doing next summer and this, that, and the other. But this morning I FaceTimed my cousin because my grandmother doesn't even get on her phone anymore. And so I FaceTimed my cousin to like talk to my grandmother. And it just like, I could barely understand anything that she was saying. And it's so bizarre because when I talked to her like last week, she didn't even look sick, didn't even act sick. And now it's like she can't even walk to the bathroom by herself. Like that's how fast. I don't know. It's a very much a mind fuck. And
Yeah,
anyway,
that's crazy.
so I was talking all of that to say that's why I don't want to guarantee any like book miss or whatever, because there might be a chance where I'll be like attending my grandmother's funeral at Christmas time. Who knows? Like a 90% chance. But anyway, all that to say,
What a wild time to realize that your shirt says gangsta something. So as
rapper.
you're sitting here detailing this tragic event in your family, I look up and all I can see is your sweatshirt that says gangsta. I'm like,
Gangsta rapper.
I'm like, I hate my brain.
There was a whole reason why I was saying all of that. She's 79 years old, and I don't want to be like, it's to be expected. But like, as people, I mean, 79 is still technically, she could still have like a good 20 years left of living. You know what I mean? So
In my
technically,
family, that's living. That is making it to the end right there.
She's the oldest. My grandpa died when he was like 74. My granny, which was my grandmother's mom, died, I want to say when she was like 75. So my grandmother has outlived by age, but it's crazy. I don't know my dad nor his family, so don't ask me about that. But then I have like my sister-in-law, her mom is my grandmother's age, and her mom is like, if you meet her in person, you'd think she was like 45. Like she's like very get up and go, still gets her hair highlighted, all kinds of stuff. And like her grandmother just died, and her grandmother was 98. And I was like, what a fucking achievement to live that long. And to be,
they say like the majority of the battle is like just mental for
having
that.
a will,
Like
having a will. Yep. And getting up and doing stuff. So like Paul's aunts, the one that I'm making the cross stitch gifts for, they have a next door neighbor who is 96 years old. And anytime you go to their house, which they're in their 70s, and they're also like up and moving and stuff. I'm saying up and moving, like they go to church functions and they bake for people, like they do a bunch of stuff. Well, one of them has MS, so she is kind of limited, but she still makes the best of it, you know? Versus, again, like I said, my grandmother had no hobbies. My grandmother she didn't even collect anything, like nothing. And so now that she's in retirement, she literally does nothing but watch TV because she didn't learn any she doesn't read, she doesn't do nothing. Anyway, so Paul's aunt has a next door neighbor. They're a husband and wife, and both of them are in their 90s. I want to say they're 90, like 93, 94, something like that. And he's just now getting to the point where he had to go to the emergency room because he has a hernia, and the hernia is like making him where he gets full too fat, like with too little food. So he's not like really full because the hernia is blocking it or whatever. And so other than that, he's outside gardening, all kinds of shit. And Paul's aunt was telling me that he went to the emergency room because he wants to have hernia surgery so he can like get back to his life. And they won't even do the hernia surgery on him because he's too old. And I was like, that's going to be something
crazy.
That's going to make him give up. That's what happened to my grandpa. He kind of gave up. My grandpa had hobbies. He was probably the only person in my entire family. But his hobbies was, I'm sorry if you're vegan, his hobbies was raising animals, and then he would like butcher them and cook them and stuff. He was a coon ass through and through. So we were having like rabbit and turtle and all kinds of shit. Anyway, so that's got me really thinking a lot about hobbies and Christmas and like Christmas traditions and making sure that I have stuff for like, I don't know. I don't want to be, it's like when my mom died, I don't have anything of hers. Like my mom was one that never had any hobbies. And so I don't have anything that she made or anything, nothing. So for me, like I have a recipe book that I fill out when we have recipes that we really love. I'll write them in a recipe book in my own handwriting. So that way my kids will have that one day. Just things like people don't think about anymore. I print out pictures and write notes on the back of them of like what was going on and the pictures and the dates and all that kind of stuff. And I keep them in a box so that, because like imagine nowadays everybody just keeps all their pictures. Oh, they're on Facebook. They're on my phone. And then like when you turn 90 years old and you're like, my grandma died. Well, how do we get pictures? Somebody log into her Facebook,
Literally, like all of a sudden it's this day 10 years ago, this day 40 years ago.
Yeah. And plus, like, I learned my lesson though, because one time I got a phone. It was when my daughter was probably like 5-6 months old. I quit my job. And then after I quit my job, I went and got on my now husband's phone plan. And so when you get on a new phone plan, I don't know about you, but I get a new phone because like they're going to give it to me. I'm going to get it. And so I got a new phone and I guess I never thought to like transfer. So like the last couple of months on the other phone never synced to the iCloud or something. So from the time my daughter was like 6 months old until probably like right after her first birthday, I don't have any pictures of her because I don't know.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like nothing. I don't have any pictures of that time in my life. Like they're all just gone. And my Facebook at that time got hacked. And so I no longer have my Facebook with all those pictures either. And so my friend the other day
nuts.
Found pictures of Emerson when she was that little and she was sending them to me. And I was like, yes, I have like 500 pictures of her when she was little. But like, what if she's like, Mom, what did I look like when I was 7 months old? And I don't have nothing. Or like when I was pregnant with Carter, I only have like 3 bump pictures because during that time I was pregnant with Carter. And so I don't have any pictures of me actual pregnant except for some that I found on my Instagram archive. Which is sad because like when my daughter I had a whole maternity shoot. I didn't do that with my son though.
I was just thinking that yesterday because my mom's always really good about taking pictures and I'm not. Like I'm notoriously bad about it. And we had an entire family get together yesterday for Thanksgiving and I've got no pictures.
We didn't take
none.
And nobody takes pictures anymore like that. Paul's family will. So every Christmas we have Christmas dinner at Paul's aunt's house. And they are very like traditional in a sense. Like they keep hand-me-downs. They print out pictures. They make scrapbooks. They do that kind of stuff. And they're also a hugging family. My family, we don't even hug. Like you don't get hugs. My family is very like their only hobby is talking shit about people. Anyway, but at Christmas time, we all go outside before anybody leaves and we take turns and they do like all the grandkids and then all of the cousins and then all of the, like they just do it by generation and then they do it by family. So they do take pictures. But other than that, nobody ever takes pictures of anything anymore.
I know. I was just so excited to see the kids because my brother-in-law brought his kids. So the 2 that used to live with us that don't now. We got to see them and like it was so great. I boo-hooed the whole way home because I missed my babies. But then I was like, gosh, dang it. I didn't take no dang pictures. They're all so dang big. All of a sudden, these kids grow like a weed.
Yes, I'm telling you, over this week, my kids have been home for Thanksgiving week, and they've been saying words that my daughter asked me yesterday if she can have noodles. Look, I cook, and I can cook, and I will cook. I cooked a turkey for Thanksgiving. I ain't afraid of no cooking.
Oh, yeah.
I cook dinners. A lot of times, though, me and Paul like girl dinners, and we'll eat some random ass shit. And those nights, like last night,
I wish my husband would eat girl dinners with me. Oh my God.
We do like fend for yourself nights in the sense that my kids will get to pick out what they want to eat. And so like normally they'll pick out like chicken nuggets and French fries and I'll just throw those in the air fryer. Or they'll pick out like a pizza, like a frozen pizza or something like that. Anyway, yesterday my daughter wanted noodles. So I made her some noodles. And then probably like 30 minutes later, she's like, I want some more noodles. And I'm like, okay, I'll make you some more noodles. I said, give me a minute, though. I just sat down because I had to sit there and make mine and Paul's buffalo wings. And my kids won't even eat buffalo wings anyway because they're spicy. So I made mine and Paul's buffalo wings. I made Carter his whole little pizza thing, and then Emerson her noodles. And then I wanted to sit down so I can finally eat my buffalo wings. And then she's like, I want some more noodles. So I said, hang on, I'll make it in a minute. She came back and said it again. I said, hang on, I'll make it in a minute. Let me eat my food. And she comes over there and she says, I've asked you plenty of times to make me noodles.
Not plenty of times,
Plenty
Mama.
of times. I said, where did you hear plenty of times? And she's like, that's what you say.
And she's right.
I've asked you plenty of times to make me some noodles.
That is hilarious.
Kids. And like and then my son's like his little personality is coming out. Just a bunch of little things. It's so cute how fast they grow up. It's like cute and sad. It's like you gotta mourn every stage. You know, you look back and I'm like, I don't even remember Carter looking like that. Carter used to be bow-legged, like severely bow-legged, because he started walking at 6 months. And so, yeah.
Oh my God.
So he was severely bow-legged because he walked so early. And then he finally grew out when he was like 2. And then sometimes I go back and I look at pictures and I'm like, oh, I forgot he was so bow-legged.
My baby Carter got his first haircut, and his dad gave it to him.
Oh,
so my brother-in-law gave him like a clipper trim on the sides, but left the back and top long.
Oh, like all the little popular boys are doing.
Full-blown mullet. Oh. Full-blown mullet, ma'am. Hold on.
Carter just gets a Caesar cut. I think that's what it's called. Basic shit.
Let me see. Oh yeah, you can definitely see it in that one. Hold on.
Yeah, buddy.
Has a full-blown mullet.
Little
like, oh, that's a redneck if I've ever seen one.
Cute little kids. Anyway, so what is y'all's reading plans for before we get off here? Because I have to get off in a second. My kids got school in the morning, and I gotta go make sure they get a bath before that. My kids have been putting themselves to sleep. I will walk in there, and Carter's done got in his bed and tucked himself in and dead asleep, lights on and everything. So I gotta make
Mama,
sure.
it's hot out here. I'm tired.
Make sure to give them. Well, they wake up at the ass crack of dawn. I like over Thanksgiving break. I let them stay up however late they want during Thanksgiving break. My daughter stays up till midnight, and I'm like, okay, girl, I'm going to bed, so now you got to go to bed. Like, they can't stay up past me, but they can stay up past 8 on, like, holiday weeks and stuff. And she was up till midnight last night. I was like, we're finna give you some melatonin the fuck. So I thought she was going to be sleeping in, you know. Nope. She was up at 6 o'clock. I was like, the hell?
I'll never forget one time my stepson, like, I went to bed. His dad had been to bed because he was sick or something. And I said, all right, go lay down. But like, it's the weekend, so like, you don't have to go to sleep right now, but I'm going to go lay down. You just go lay down. This sucker had toys in his bed. He was playing at 6 a.m. when his dad woke up the next day. Still hadn't gone to bed. His dad walks in there and he goes, son, what are you doing? He said, I'm just playing. Katie said as long as I was in my bed, I didn't have to go to sleep yet. I didn't realize that meant all night long he was going to be just in there playing with some damn action figures.
My daughter would do that. I'm pretty sure my daughter has ADHD because she gets notes and stuff from school. She's not bad at school, but it's always like, your daughter daydreams too much, or your daughter can't focus in class. And I'm pretty sure, like, when we sit down to do her homework, she won't stay on one spot. She's jumping around the whole fucking living room. And but I it's too early. I don't want to put her on any medication or anything. So we're just working with tips that ChatGPT's been giving me to help. But that's the same thing as my daughter. She has trouble sleeping. She's like me though. Like if she falls asleep and if you wake her up, she's gonna be up for a few more hours. It's not like a going back to sleep kind of thing. That's me versus my son. He can sleep through a fucking tornado and he wouldn't budge. But anyway, what y'all reading for December? Let's wrap this up. I got stuff to do. I'm
reading Thursday Murder Club. True. And eventually I want to finish The Will of the Many.
I need to start The Will of the Many.
Yeah, I started it, but I probably should restart it.
I really want to do like a last hoorah situation with thrillers and like do like a read it or unhaul it edition of like me reading 15 books and it all be thrillers so I can get a bunch of these off my shelves. You know what I mean? Like give them like 15, 20 pages if they still ain't hitting, go and get rid of them kind of situation. Because and then I look at my shelf and like Ruth Ware, not a single one Ruth Ware book is like a 5-star favorite book. Why do I have 12 books by her?
Exactly, because we have that collector's mindset. I feel the
And
exact
I need
same
to
way.
get rid of it. I need to like stop.
Mhm.
That's one reason why I did not want to DNF the Olive E. Blake book, because I'm like, if I DNF it, that means I have to unhaul it because it was a bookshelf ultimatum book. But at the same time, because I'm like, what if I read her other books and I love them, and then I want to have her whole set? That's stupid. I am trying to collect all of Stephen King's books, but 9 out of 10 times I love his books, so that's different. Versus, why do I have 10 books by Ruth Ware?
Because I just like for my shelves to look like a library. Like the
And
library has all these books.
only one of them would be one that I would ever recommend.
Uh-huh.
I don't ever recommend any of the other ones. So
That's
why
why
do
I literally only gave myself a couple of bookshelves in my room. I
Well,
said, Katie, you got to stop.
I want to turn this side over here to like my crafting stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
just keep books that actually like
Spark
books
joy.
either spark joy, books that I actually recommend, books that I'm going to keep and reread. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
the Lord of the Rings books and like the Dungeon Crawler Carl. Yeah, sure, I've only read the first one, but it was like a 17-star read, so like it deserves
Mm-hmm.
fine. But like
Well, and
why?
those are so pretty.
They're very pretty. Ruth Ware ones? Not really.
Not. No.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
The John Gwynn books, if I can decide that I'm a reader girly again and I get through The Will of the Many and The Strength of the Few, I want to start reading the John. I think that's what the author's name is. It's been
Yeah,
on my TikTok nonstop. The universe wants me to
really?
read them damn books.
Look how different I would look if I got what is this? What would you do? Is that called a lip flip? I don't know.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Lip filler for sure. I've
My
gotten lip
top
filler
lip is
twice.
so flat. It's depressing, but like
It's time for my Botox appointment. That's why my forehead's
I've
moving
never
so much.
I look like a completely different person. I look like Napoleon Dynamite.
That's what you're going for sure when you get lip filler. You're going for Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay, anyway, that's weird. I guess I don't on my TikTok, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really watch book content on TikTok. I watch other stuff because I watch book content on every other platform. So my TikTok is different.
Yeah.
But people hate on like when people find out that you're a book content creator and you don't follow a lot of book content creators, they unfollow you. And to me, that's a stupid mentality, but okay. Because that's like I shared and have read books since before TikTok was even a thing, boo. I'm not doing it for that.
No, not people on the internet being
You
stupid.
want to know how much money I made from TikTok last month? $13.
Hell yeah. It's
So
$13 more than most people.
all you people saying I do it for the money, yes, boo, $13.
Just getting her bag, dog. She bought one half of a book.
One half. Let's see. Who knows? I don't know what I'll read. I've been such a mood reader lately, and it's served me well. I'm already overwhelmed with how many creators are going to be doing Vlogmas and Bookmas that I don't know if I'll read as much as. See, and the thing is this is why I haven't really ever done Vlogmas, is because Vlogmas really makes or breaks a creator for me. And I will either get really obsessed with their creator and look forward to their video every day and go look for it,
You're tired
or
of them
I'll
hoes.
unsubscribe really fucking quick because I get tired of seeing them in my subscription feed.
That's hilarious.
I mean, does that not happen to you? You ever see somebody constantly pop up in your subscription feed and you'd be like, why do I even follow them?
And I don't know. I don't trust my YouTube now that literally ever since I realized it doesn't actually show me everybody that I'm subscribed to in my subscriptions. Maybe I should go through and start unfollowing people that I don't actually watch their videos because maybe I'm following too many people.
I do it
That's
occasionally.
Jacked. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done like a mass unfollowing of people that I actually just don't watch. Maybe I
or
should.
like I have so like the account that we're on now, I'm only subscribed is like my like I'm either subscribed to bookish people or just to like lifestyle vlog people. And then my other account, I've subscribed to crafty people. So they're either cross stitching or they're quilting or they're cookie people or whatever. And them people over there in like the crafty world, why are you going to call it a podcast? It's not a podcast unless you can strictly just listen to it. You can't have a crochet podcast, babe, because I'm going to need a visual to see your projects.
Oh yeah, I don't follow
They're just
any of
like,
them.
they're so like behind over there, or they'll be like they do vlogmas over there, but all they do it'll be like 3 minutes and they'll be like, I'm working on this today, bye. And I'm like,
What?
this is not vlogmas, but pop off queen. I wish people would like do, I say this and I could do it if I had the time, if I didn't have all these fun thing. I don't, it's crazy how I don't have any friends and I have so much stuff to do this holiday season. The fuck. If I didn't have all these sponsorabilities, I love Vlogmas when people like literally show me your whole fucking day. If you go grocery shopping, bitch, take me with you. Okay. I want to see what's in your Trader Joe's. But I don't want to go book shopping though. I don't like that. But if you're going out, if you're buying groceries, I want to see what groceries you're buying.
See, I don't go nowhere but work and the
see,
daycare to pick up my child, so I couldn't do nothing like that. I don't live an interesting life.
and I don't even go to work. I get up in the morning, I go and I make all my kids lunches and stuff, and then I wake them up, and then I get them dressed, and I drive 20 minutes to bring them to school, then drive 20 minutes all the way back home. And by the time I'm back home, it's like 8:30, and then I have a few hours before I have to go back and pick them up. And do I go to the Walmart store or something? No, negative.
Does Carter go to like a preschool over there by Emerson School?
Carter's in kindergarten. My kids are 12 months apart. Carter's in kindergarten, Emerson's in first grade. Carter's 5. He'll be 6 next Monday.
Holy shit, I skipped a chapter.
He'll be 6 next Monday.
Holy guacamole, him so big.
And they're in a hitting phase. They hit each other constantly.
Oof.
And I can hear a pow, and I'm like, oh. And I won't get up and go say anything unless one of them starts screaming or they come in tattletale. But a lot of the times it's my daughter.
Oh hell yeah, street justice is the best way to fix all that. 100%.
Let them fight, because a lot of the times they won't come and tell me. They'll just keep hitting each other. But my daughter, I'll hear her all the time. She'll hit him and she'll be like, look at this silly face, and like trying to get him
to keep him from crying. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, they must think I can't hear or something, because I don't watch TV or nothing. So like my house is, if I'm not watching a YouTube video or if I'm not listening,
I'm hearing everything they're saying.
The house is quiet. It's just us. I don't watch TV.
And I'm sitting there judging the little weirdos because they say the dumbest shit.
And I can hear, even if I'm like in here and they're way in the living room, I can hear everything you're saying, fam.
100%. My favorite is when I hear, "Ugh, don't go tell. You promise you're not going to tell?" Yep. No, I'm not going to tell. And then them feet come running right to me.
Yep. Or all kinds of, my kids are weird. And look, my daughter won't cuss or anything. Like, we're those kind of parents that we would be like, if my husband tells them no for something and they come and tell me and they're crying, I'm like, go tell daddy to fuck off. But they know better. They won't say it to people, right? My daughter won't even say it. Like, if I tell my daughter that she can say the word fuck, she won't say it. I'm not saying that. That's a bad word. But my
stepson says daddy mouth, Katie mouth.
But my son, like, we got a laser printer, but it's all the way in my bedroom, in my closet on the floor, because I don't have no place to put it because them motherfuckers are big, So I'll be like, Carter, go get the papers out of the printer. Because like this room is at the front of the house and my bedroom's at the back of the house. And our house is very long and narrow and it's a 4-bedroom house. So it's like, anyway, so he'll run and go get it. He'll come in here. Here's your fucking papers. Carter. And then he just starts laughing so hard. I'm like, you cannot say that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, here's your fucking papers. I'm like, Carter, what? There's another word that he kept on saying. I'm like, stop, stupid. I said, don't say that. Why stupid? Carter, I'm about to show you stupid in a minute. Now that one I don't tell them to say, but some of them videos on YouTube have kids saying stuff that they shouldn't be saying, like little kids on
Oh,
YouTube.
YouTube is absolutely banned in my household. You
Yeah.
won't get in trouble for much, but you will get in trouble for watching YouTube. I hate kid YouTube. I'd rather y'all watch like gruesome, weird, scary movies than kid YouTube these days.
Yeah. My kids like to watch, there's a gamer. It's not even like it's the videos of people playing with toys and you just see that say the most ridiculous stuff. But there's a cartoon, actually. It's called Woofu on YouTube that says, like, Daddy's got a belly. Daddy looks pregnant. Go ask Daddy if he's pregnant. Ha ha. And I'm like, turn it off. Nope, no Woofu.
There was one that was like a bunch of kids playing, and then the adults that were in the scene were like, they had these very obviously fake pregnant bellies, and she was like talking about like, oh, she's pregnant. Oh, am I gonna go into labor? Am I gonna have this baby? And I'm like, what in the hell? But they're in like bright outfits and like crazy wigs. Like it's very doodle bop looking, but the weirdest stuff that they're discussing. I'm like, why do y'all even like this?
Yeah. So my daughter now, she either is watching crafts on YouTube where she like learns how to make paper planes or like these little paper envelopes and stuff like that, or she is allowed to watch this one creator that's a gamer that streams herself playing like Hello Kitty games or stuff like that. Those are the ones. And then my son mainly just watches farm toys, and so it's like it's a little girl that plays with a bunch of the Schleich toys. That's what my son plays with, and they're fine. But if I hear stupid shit like that, so one of the videos they said stupid, and my kids automatically knew that it was a word that you're not supposed to say because they were already being sneaky with it and just saying it not around me. And then I heard them say it, and I was like, you don't ever say that word.
That's funny.
Coffee
My
shop.
husband really needs to leave.
Asked for the cookie butter and the coffee, and I told him this coffee shop doesn't have. When he go to the window and he rolls his window and he rolls
some cookie butter.
My kids' windows is locked. Helena wanted to see what a podcast is.
But he keeps telling her, Katie's doing her podcast. Don't go in there.
Oh, her podcast. My husband's
dumb.
But anyway, we finna get off. My kids, now that we can't really go to Starbucks unless we want to treat the whole fam, because now my kids realize that they have small cups, and so my kids now get their own coffees. Not coffees. We get frappuccinos, caffeine free, okay?
You get a pup cup.
Somebody says something. My daughter likes vanilla bean frappuccinos, and my son likes the caramel crunch frappuccinos, but nix the shot of whatever kind of coffee that comes in those. I don't think any is in the vanilla bean, but I think there is some in the caramel. But anyway, so now we went from having to buy them cake pops to having to buy them whole ass drinks.
I was about to say, now they have their own Starbucks order. Them big kids.
But we don't go to Starbucks often. We only go to Starbucks mainly like my family lives 3 hours away, so like at least once a month we drive down there, and so we'll get like a coffee drink for the road trip, you know. We maybe go like Starbucks once a month, if even that. It's not like now, mind you, my husband goes almost daily, but he
bougie.
But he works in his truck and drives around town all the time, and he's a coffee drinker. Like even at home at 10 o'clock at night, he'll be drinking a cup of coffee. Okay, we got to get out of here, y'all. So thank you so much for joining us. I cannot wait until we get to, I feel like when we read these books that we have scheduled for 2026, a lot of these books are like favorite book potential. And I feel like you have so much more to say when it's like a favorite book. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And then we'll also be able to talk about, look at my dog, the adaptations and whatever.
So next month.
Well, next month is just, I don't think it's going to be
Thursday Murder.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be much to talk about. Like,
it's a very popular book.
It is.
At least.
I don't think it's going to be like when we dive into the Lord of the Rings. I think that's going to be so fun because there is so much to that man. It's fun.
Yes, Kelsey, we're gonna do it all beforehand,
Yes. So
and
hopefully
then we'll
this
come and
is
yap.
ideally in the most perfect world. It would be we would do like the first 3 weeks of the month is just dedicated to reading whatever it is, and then like I guess the weekend, or we could probably even do buddy watches on a weekday because we don't have to get on camera or
We could
nothing.
do
We
like a
just
Friday, Saturday sitch, Friday watch, Saturday club.
yeah, and we're just for the watch. Like I don't even I can literally watch and discuss while I'm cooking dinner too. You know, like it doesn't. It's not as dedicated, something like that. So
She's a
they'll both.
multitasker.
I mean, we used to do a lot of buddy watches. Ricky and Carly and I and Francesca, but I don't ever see her around anymore. Her life's probably busy now. We buddy watched one time we buddy watched the Blair Witch Project. And one, I don't watch scary movies. I didn't even finish it. But as we started, we were all talking about it and we were like, nobody was on the same page. We were wondering what the fuck's going on. So a couple of people were
Were y'all watching
watching.
different versions?
Yes. And none of us, we didn't like catch on until like midway through the buddy watch. We also buddy watched the first episode of Mr. Mercedes. We buddy watched the first episode
Ooh.
of the Jeffrey Dahmer show. We buddy watched the Hobbit movies. We've buddy watched quite a bit before back in the back day. And it's actually kind of fun, especially we buddy watched I Know What You Did Last Summer. That was fun because I hadn't seen that since I was like a teenager. We buddy watching the Taylor Swift Eras tour. Ricky was there.
OMG.
Ricky's not a Swiftie, but she was there. It was fun. We used to buddy watch a lot, and it's fun. I like when I go to the movies. If I ever do go, I am one that will talk through the movies. So we like to
Same these.
go at like a later.
I don't like to watch anything by myself.
No, and I like to talk
What am I
about
gonna do?
it.
Talk to myself?
Oh my god, did you see that person actually plays in One Tree Hill?
No, literally. Oh, I'm a Googler. Anytime I'm watching anything, I'm on the IMDb page. I'm like, hold
us
on.
too.
I want to know
Yeah.
how many kids that man has.
Or who they're
Why?
married
I
to.
don't know.
Or
Yes,
did you know they're
100%.
married to this person in real life? But then I ruin it for myself because I'll go, if we're watching a TV show and the TV show only has 10 episodes, and I'll go to the IMDb page and I'll click on the actor and it says, oh, they're only in 2 episodes, they must die. And then I'll ruin it for myself. Anyway, it's going to be fun. I think it'll be fun. So
It will be.
we already have over 100 members in the Discord too. That's really exciting.
That's scary. Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Exciting.
And it's like imposter syndrome because I don't want to go in there. Like they're all talking and I'm like, they don't even know who I am. But then like they kind of do because I'm the one that told them to go there. I don't know. It's a weird. Social media is like a mind fuck. Really true.
100%. We love a parasocial relationship.
Okay.
All right,
Anyway,
let's go bathe our kids. Love you. Bye.
The end.